You guys had a rough start this morning. I had a nice sleep. I think, a nice, like, maybe 7.5 hours. You guys have been out in Pittsburgh for the weekend, right? Tequila Cowboy residency. How you guys feeling? What was your experience like out there?
It was good. I mean, it's always fun to play in Pittsburgh. Everybody's nuts. They're always drunk. They're always willing to feed us alcohol as well. That's always a win.
Yeah, it was. I had a blast. It was fun. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just think it's always neat to meet so many different characters over the course of the 3 days. And we had people that came multiple days that didn't know us to begin with, but after they saw us the first day, they came back.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was really cool to just get to know some people and have them come back and like the original music, and invite people to like our Facebook. So it was pretty cool. I really enjoy it.
And it was funny for a country western venue that when we did our set of like 90s rock
Every time.
you had people up there just screaming at the top of their lungs, and it was kind of like.
Well, you got this whole band of people that are always like the drunk, like late 20s, early 30s guys saying Freebird. And then I'm like, well, we got some stuff coming up for you. Like, we're not going to like it. And then the second you start into like Tonic, they're done. And then you got everybody eating out of your hand when you do The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. It doesn't matter. Every day, no matter what crowd is there, they're psychotic about that damn song.
Yeah, there was one fan that looked like a disgruntled leprechaun.
Oh God!
And every time there was a moment of silence, he'd either scream Freebird or Nickelback.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that and I guess even his buddies were like, "Dude, enough!" Like, it was funny the first like 9 times, but shut up.
Shout out to wherever you are, disgruntled leprechaun.
That's it, Pittsburgh. Man. Yeah, and then because I like to wear different hats when I'm playing, and he's like, "Oh, my bass player would like that hat." I'm like, "No, I wouldn't." Yeah, terrible hat. I wouldn't wear it.
It was a terrible hat, but I was just trying to give him a compliment so he would shut up. Didn't work.
Well, like you said it, and I was standing behind you going, "No, I wouldn't."
Yeah.
John Banco is saying like that 90s era rock's really making a comeback because you have the people that grew up with it doing their like 25 years now. Their kids are kind of getting older. They can kind of go out now, and that's the music that they grew up with.
Well, look at who's touring again. You got Matchbox 20. You got
Creed.
I'm seeing Yellow Card and Third Eye Blind. Yeah, I'm seeing them.
And then last year was what, Offspring, Sum 41. It was
and Simple Plan.
Yeah, so it's same thing. All those, and I think Hootie and the Blowfish is coming this year, and so it's that same, all that stuff is making a.
I mean, you just know it. You don't even.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of like in that movie Ted, where he said every song from the '90s you could do developed. I mean, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
You might not know all the words, but you know how it goes.
And plus, like that was when you had the mixed CD commercials that were playing after every like single commercial break, so you heard like all the hits constantly, a little snippet of them.
You also had to put the work in back then because you had to burn those CDs or record them to a cassette tape to put them on so you could listen to them like that. So there was a lot of work involved.
Yep.
So you had to like really be well versed in the songs back then.
That's it.
I love that part though. That's the thing. I know I always talk about that. Cody always says, you need to just transition into doing pop rock. Well, first of all, I don't want to just be a cover band, but that probably is the biggest. I have the most fun doing the pop rock stuff because they just eat out of your hand. Until the end when we did Austin and everybody's got their lighters open and all that stuff and they're singing it back to me. I mean, I love that stuff, but I just there's something about those songs.
Yeah, but I mean, even then we went back to like same thing. We went to 90s country. We were doing Brooks and Dunn. We were doing Toby Keith Should Have Been a Cowboy. I mean, that was like early 2000s. But then George Strait.
And the kids. That's the thing. The kids like the old country.
We even went back to the 90s country, and they were all into it. So it's just
It's weird because you'd think they would be more responsive to like newer stuff, but they're
Yeah.
just really like, no, I'm well versed in Brooks and Dunn. And then we went gambling. It was funny. Cody likes to gamble, so my drummer and I went to Rivers yesterday, and he plays blackjack, and so he was up like $200 or something. And this guy that was dealing, he was like, "You look familiar." I'm like, "Okay," and he said, "Did you guys play at Tequila Cowboy on Thursday night?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Yeah, you told some guy that if you do another Brooks and Dunn song, you're going to start becoming a Brooks and Dunn cover band, didn't you?" And I said, "You really went there." Because that guy kept yelling, "Do another Brooks and Dunn song. You sound like Ronnie Dunn." Great.
Yeah.
So it was just it was funny. You know, people are just characters when they get out and they're drinking and having a good time. They want to hear what they want to hear. Just not Freebird. Costs $500 for that.
Yeah. And then the same thing. I had friends from high school and some guys that I was on active duty with were there, and then there was guys from the main air refueling wing up there, and I was just after they were there after the show was over on Thursday. I was just BSing with them and everything, and then I went back to the hotel and we were playing Friday night. And as soon as the show was open, one of the guys from the main unit walked up. He was like, "Dude, you didn't say you were in the band." I'm like, "Never come up." It was pretty cool. It was I appreciate everybody that from here that drove up to Pittsburgh, and the Pittsburgh people that I know up there that come to the show, and it was very appreciative, and I had a blast. I had an absolute blast.
What night was the night to be there?
Friday. I hate to say it, but it was Friday.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and then yesterday was, well, Steven's birthday was Saturday, the guitar player. So, you know, we got him a special piece of cake and sang him happy birthday 36,000 times.
Yeah.
There was a really cool bachelorette party group that came in right before we were done that were all dressed like the Golden Girls. They were all elderly women, but they weren't elderly women, so that was kind of funny. I had fun with that.
It was funny because they walked in and they were like, and everybody was kind of like, "Oh, look," and they jump on a stage, and security come out of nowhere.
Really?
Like, down. They were like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah, people, they don't mess around up there. You don't get on stage when you're not allowed to be.
Right. Yeah, they didn't. Like I said, and I told a couple security, their security is on point up there because it was just like when show was done, there was a back room that we could get our gear in. And each person had their own security guy. And then when I was done, he like parted the crowd. He's like, "Nope, move." Get out of the way. Stuff, and it was nice. So
yeah, I mean that makes it really helpful.
Yeah.
And then when people want to take pictures with you, though, with Matt and Alan that I went to high school with, I had them come up on stage to take pictures with me. They got yelled at afterwards.
But yeah, it was definitely fun.
There was no security at Blazing Saddles when we used to play there, and to load, you would have your load-in door. It's like a half like equipment room, green room, then right to the stage.
Yeah.
Someone propped the door open right before we played one time, and all of a sudden we were in the middle of a set, and this older guy came up right in my ear and was like, "Barack Obama is the worst thing to happen to this country," like telling me his mid-song. It was the wildest thing. No, like I had like no security, so I had to like ask him to leave mid-song.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, that's definitely. Where was that? Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, that was in
Columbus.
Campus Boulevard in Columbus.
Nice.
It's now a sports bar, I think. But I do remember when our old drummer hit his head off the bull horn and busted his head open. He was bleeding everywhere. We had to take an extra break because he had to stop the bleeding. It was bad.
Yeah, you could see a trail of blood from the stage back. Oh, it was not
nice.
It's just like they had a bull skull right behind where he had his drums, and
yeah.
He had like a 17-piece set. Remember how many he had like a roll cage with it, so he like would grab himself and swing in, and it just like popped him like right in the right spot, and it was just blood everywhere.
That sucks.
He's a survivor.
Yeah, he probably took the most injuries like on the road and around.
He definitely did.
I think one time, like after a show, he slipped when he was putting his drums away at his house because it was icy, and he said he woke up in the morning. He like knocked himself out.
Yeah.
What, in his yard?
In his yard,
yeah. Wherever you're at, Bruce, we miss you.
So, new music video.
Yeah.
So what I was going to do is put this episode out in 2 weeks. That way, that can do the YouTube link right. So, like right now, they're watching. I'll include the link right there. So you can
awesome! Yeah.
Check out the video right now.
Perfect.
But it's a new music video taken at the Black Sheep mostly. One of our favorite places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last time we were in here, no, I think it was a call when we were asking about your other music video for Get Me Now.
Get Me Now, yeah.
And we were like asking you about like the process behind the scenes, take you through. So how was that this time being at one of your favorite places?
So for me, it was just cool. One, I love Black Sheep. I also love, that my grandma's house is like a mile down the road. She didn't want to be in it because she said nobody wanted to see anybody that old in it, but that's not correct. People would have loved to have seen her. But it was awesome. I really, really just love John and Becky that own Black Sheep, and they have been so good to me. I mean, heck, they flew down to watch us in Nashville play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've just been so awesome. So when I asked them about doing the video there, they were very excited. And I think it's good to, when people are good to you, be good to them too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So the last video ended up on CMT. I have no reason to believe that this one won't either.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a nice ad for them as well. And so, got that idea. That's where I wanted to shoot it. Then I had to, find a car.
Right, yeah.
Put that feeler out on Facebook about, because where you're going to run to now is all about, people that run from their problems.
Mm-hmm.
When things get tough, they bolt. Because some people just don't have the capacity to actually deal with things when they get serious.
Right.
I mean, it's sad, but, you're never going to get anywhere in life if you just run from everything all the time. So, we got to put the feelers out there on Facebook, got Mr. Rich from Adina to volunteer to let us use that Hellcat. I cast a guy named Shane to play the person that runs from his problems, and then you had developed a story of what we wanted to do with the car and the scenes, and showing kind of getting frustrated and angry and just running from stuff, and it was just really cool, the end result, getting to have having a band in it, and playing some scenes. We had smoke, we had smoke bombs, and that was not casualty free. The person that was doing the smoke bombs accidentally touched the white Challenger with the end of the smoke bomb and stained the car. So after the whole entire day was over, which was like 8 hours, we worked with the same guy that did Get Me Now, Zach Neese, with Brass Lens Media. And, it's just him and his girlfriend. We're shooting all this stuff, doing this stuff. They do such a great job. And, so we stained the Challenger. Then afterwards, we took the Challenger at 9 o'clock at night to Walmart to get chemicals to try to get it off there. And we were able to get it off there. But the problem was when we were coming out of Walmart, somebody was parked by the Hellcat, which we parked purposely far away from everybody, trying to steal the logo, the emblem of the Hellcat off of the Challenger. They had got it halfway off.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Man.
So we got the stain off, but then the emblem was coming off. So when we got back to Adina, we had to, let him know, hey, sometimes people aren't the best, and this happened. He did not sweat it one, but he's like, oh, order another one, it'll be fine. It's no big deal. And he had got, 3 other Challengers in his garage.
No kidding. Oh man.
He just said, why waste my retirement? I invest in these cars, and if I ever need money, I have them to sell.
Yeah.
But he's awesome. So, when we get ready to do some other stuff, I think we're going to go out there and I'm going to shoot some more pictures with that car because it's fun and I love it. And, get some, what more says country music than a $110,000 Dodge Challenger Hellcat, hay bales, and Matt Vanfossen, right? That is the epitome of country music right there.
That's it.
And
all wrapped up.
My imitation, almost redheaded mullet. So we've got everything going well. So yeah, the video is awesome. I'm really thrilled with it. It's really cool to see your vision really come to life, and it really tells a story the way that I want to. And I know the Valley, at least if you know me for any length of time, the original version of this song came out in 2017 and I didn't do anything with it. And then we got Get Me Now out on the radio and it went to number 53 and we remixed and remastered this song for the new record. And my radio woman, Jennifer Blair, was like, Matt, this song could go top 40 easily. I think you need to do it next. And so, up-tempo Matt Vanfossen is going to go out to the world in July for radio. We've already got some confirmed ads from some stations in Ohio and West Virginia already. So I'm just ready to like kick butt and take names.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I know just it's a fun song to play too. So you can tell even people that heard the original over this weekend or even in any place that we've played, you can tell that they kind of perk up on that one.
Yeah, it's catchy, and
all your fans know that opening leg. It's that little slide pull off.
Yeah, they love it. And then we just got to play at the Capitol Theater, opening for Connor Smith, and I was talking to the people in charge afterwards, and the next day, Casey sent me a message on Facebook. She's like, "I cannot get where you're going to run to now out of my head now. Thank you very much." And I'm like, that's the goal.
You are welcome.
I remember we were playing in Steubenville one time, and I think the owner of the bar came up to us. He's like, "My wife left me. I took everything out of the house. Where am I going to run to now?" He's like, that relates to me. So,
there are people that relate to it for that reason. I think for me, originally, I felt like it was about other people. And then the further I got into it, I thought, I kind of run from stuff sometimes too. But, right now, it's just like I see so many people that just do not have the capacity to deal with things when they get tough and they just, bolt. And it's just so easy to do. But, now being old, because I just turned 40, I'm just being sarcastic, but I just don't put up with it anymore. For me, it's like, listen, you're either around or you're not. And if I got a question whether you're around or not, then I don't have time for it. It's
not worth wasting your
Don't got time for it.
Yep. Isn't it crazy that we were at, I think it was CD's having your 30th, and you're like, it's over. No more. It's a decade later, we're just...
These are just started. Yeah, it feels like for me, moving. It's incredible, like getting to do Channel 7 and then taping with Channel 9 and all of that stuff going on and just all the shares and everything. Like, it is crazy. We put in our name yesterday at Burgatory to wait for a table, and I come out and some guy wearing a Pirates outfit was like, "When you going out to tape your blind audition, Van Fossen?"
I was about to ask you that.
Who are you? How did you know that? Yeah, so
when you announced it, a lot of people thought you were going to be on the one that was
right there. Yeah.
So everybody's like looking for you. I was like, I was telling people, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's
pre-tape.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. You can't just. It's like 2 weeks before the season starts. You can't.
No.
People you got to meet and stuff.
So go out in November.
Yeah.
Pre-tape for spring.
When you say out, where do you have to go?
L.A.
Okay.
Yeah, and if no one turns, it could be cut and not make the TV show at all if they don't feel like it's
right.
So there's a lot of ifs in the world and in the air. So I'm blessed to got to this point, and I don't know what I'm gonna sing yet. That's the first question everybody asks. I have no idea. I know it's not going to be something that people hear me sing all the time because that's not surprising whatsoever, right? It's got to be something impactful and that they'll know that'll make them want to turn around. So I've got the summer, we've got all kinds of shows going on, and so I got the summer to test drive stuff and see what I feel comfortable with before I go out there.
And listen, it's all about the experience. So even. You never know. Like I said, even if you could get out there and, worst case scenario is like nobody turns around, but you're in LA. Who knows who else is watching? So it's not, it's an experience thing. So everything, just getting there everything else is a bonus.
Well, everything lining up to the fact that to get to this point is a huge.
So everything else is just a bonus.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
Whichever road it takes you, there's a reason it takes you that way. So it's, but I think you'll be fine.
I heard that saying somewhere once. Any road will get you there. I just don't remember where.
That's an old saying. that was before me, I think. Yeah,
that was off my first record. That was the title of it. Actually, Any road will get you there. I haven't done that song in a long time. I couldn't even remember the words. But no.
It was like Main Street Wheeling, wasn't it? The album cover.
That was the second album.
Was it?
I Didn't Come Here to Lose.
That's right. Yeah.
That was Downtown Wheeling. The first record, my grandpap took the picture at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds where you're going in and there's a fork in the road.
Yeah,
that was what that one was.
I remember that one. Yeah, guitar case in your hand on that one.
Okay. I have an imitation guitar case to make people think that I played the guitar, but little did you all know I do not. much to everyone's dismay.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our new sponsor, Rich Investments Group. Rich Investments Group is a real estate investment firm with a mission of providing quality housing for our community. Rich Investments Group proudly offers a rent-to-own program, assisting tenants to one day become homeowners themselves. Veterans are urged to reach out to them so they can support them in finding their dream home. Rich Investments Group would also like our listeners to join us on July 6th for their Community Day. There's going to be inflatables, games for kids, food trucks, live music, and a spectacular fireworks show to wrap up the night. I'm also going to be down there providing entertainment. If you're familiar with my acoustic solo show, I'll be down there rocking out and providing a little bit of DJ work. And we're also going to have a live podcast down there, interviewing people from this group, interviewing people off the street, maybe giving some prizes out. So if you see us walking around down there, come say hi. That's Rich Investments Group. Check them out today on Facebook and Instagram, and come hang with us July 6th on their Community Day. What I wanted to ask you is, like, you're a very nostalgic guy when it comes to music. Sure. Is there any, like, current artists that, like, are in your playlist?
Yeah. Yeah.
You listen to now, like, because I know there's, like, a little, like, new wave of, like, country coming in with, like, the Jelly Roll and the Ernest, I think his name is, like, that different, like, almost like Jim Croce era songwriting, like, style.
It's kind of like that outlaw country is starting to come, like the Waylon and
yeah. So do you have any?
Yeah, actually, it's funny because when we were opening for Connor Smith, we were talking to their guitar player after we got done playing, and the guy was talking about how great we were, and that was awesome, right? Well, then I went back inside and I started taking pictures with people, and my drummer comes back and he taps me on the shoulder and he says, "Do you know who that guitar player is?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "No." And he said, "That's Sarah Evans' kid."
Oh, really?
And I said, "What?" And he said, "Yeah, Sarah Evans' kid is the one that was out there talking to us." And I'm like, "You gotta be freaking kidding me." So when the show was over, I went downstairs and I tried really hard not to fangirl. But I said to him, "I just want you to know the sheer fact that your mother is Sarah Evans and you said that we are awesome is like a top 5 moment for me in life because I love your mother." So for me, there's like, I like Megan Maroney's got a really cool song out called No Caller ID. I like that song, but you know me, I always gravitate towards the women's songs anyways. I feel like I don't know, I just like the story songs, so that's my thing. But Sarah Evans has a new album out that's got so many great songs on it. The first one that she put out was she delivered a line that said, "You left a mark on my face and brought a dozen red flags in a vase."
Mm-hmm.
And you know how I am about, like, the double entendre about something like that. And I was like, holy crap. Like, and that's true. Like, how, people, like, they hurt people or they abuse them and they try to, like, bring a present to make up for it. And in that song, she talks about, you take whiskey, you take wine, you'll take anything as long as it was mine, and you choke it down.
I think I've heard this one.
You chase it with a lie. The only thing that you can't swallow is your pride.
I think I've heard this
one. It's
It's
so good. But the whole album, actually, it just came out. It's really good. There's a couple of... I'm going to check my phone because I know I'm not going to know their names off the top of my head. But there are a couple of males that have new songs out that I actually do like.
Layla's Kelsey Ballerini and T Swift.
Oh God, the amount of times that I heard
you look so happy to
Taylor Swift.
Well, when she was born, we were listening to Biggie Smalls, and
but
I can't play that around Maisie because Big Sister's here to hear all the words. So
Dylan Schneider has a song out called "Ain't Missing You." I heard it on TikTok. All this stuff I find on TikTok.
It's crazy how that's like the distributor now.
It's really good. And then Scott's, your wife, her favorite. From TikTok that I love too is Alexandra Kay. She's got some great songs there was a song called Ever Leave that I really like. And I like Carly Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
She's got some good stuff out, and I'm thinking there's a couple other people that are escaping me, but I actually am trying really diligently to listen to the radio more.
Yeah.
Because I know I do get stuck in my old school ways. But, that's the thing with me for, like, when I'm pissed off about something, like, I have a playlist. Well, hell, I got a tattoo that says Shut Up and Drive for Shelley Wright. But I got a playlist on my phone that's like Shut Up and Drive. And it's all these songs that are like, okay, stop it, stop fixating on this,
Right.
do whatever, just get past it. And I mean, that's just what music is for so many people. I just think it's so important to, I find new songs to add to it, but I try not to be stuck in that bubble too much. But that's the problem. Like when you create music, my idea in the back of my mind is I want to create something that is going to be added to someone's playlist for when they're feeling some kind of way.
Yeah.
And obviously, some of it is. That was a girl that came up on Thursday night. I'm not even kidding you. I remember when the pandemic happened, and I recorded some stuff in the front bedroom of our house. And I recorded this cover of a Leanne Womack song called Why They Call It Fallen.
Okay.
And she came up and asked me at Tequila Cowboy to sing that song. And I go and looked afterwards. That is actually the third most streamed song each month on my Spotify is that cover of that Leanne Womack song.
Oh, no kidding.
And I'm like, what? I didn't even know that. I hadn't even paid attention to the fact that it was up there.
Yeah.
And it was just a cover that I did in the front bedroom. I was like,
Yeah.
but somebody somewhere is like, oh, I need this right now, So I think that's cool. I mean, if this were a love song, constantly like is in the top 5 of everything in life on Spotify, it's actually absolutely insane because as an artist you get to see what is trending and what kind of a streams it does in a 24-hour or 7-hour lifetime period. And with their if it wants to load, okay, yeah, so still consistently like in the last day it's got over 100 streams.
Nice.
Why? That was years ago. But where you're going to run to now is now in third. So I guess Why They Call It Fallen moved down a little.
Okay.
But that's kind of, I think it's cool. I didn't even know it was that people were paying attention to it. So that is kind of cool. And I watched a video. Some of these artists now are doing blind karaoke to their own songs. I've seen some videos of that, and she did. That was one of them that they played, and she couldn't remember the words to it. So clearly, she doesn't sing that in shows. So they got me to fill the void.
There you go.
That's right. That's right.
Leanne Womack, redo.
Yeah, get it together.
Is there like a certain publishing company you've always worked with? Because I know like you've like the offers. Like remember like Boom, the offer was I think it was what's his face, Jason Aldean passed it up for his album. Has it always been the same one you've worked with, or you just kind of like?
Yeah,
when you're searching
in the beginning, the songs were all pitched from Sheree Austin and Willow Rambo.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And then, we went into the Boom era.
Mm-hmm.
And, now it's, obviously writing is fun, but it's also, working with songwriters that you just know their craft is so incredibly well written that you're just like, I have to put my name on this.
Right. And it's not like just like let's say like an anonymous publishing company that it's like people that you've actually performed with too.
Sure, yeah.
Because she was on stage with us.
Yeah, I mean it's just insane. What to think about all the friends that I have made over the last couple of years, specifically just to get to a point where I keep forgetting to even talk about this. I'm nominated for 2 Josie Awards at the Grand Ole Opry in October. There's so much going on that it's like that's not even something I want to forget. It's huge. I'm going to the Grand Ole Opry for an award show where I may win something. But there's just been so much going on. It's like which is great. It feels like a lot has changed, and the wind is definitely at my back. I feel like I remember the last time that I was here when we did that podcast,
with Nanny with a B. Shout out to Nanny with a B.
Yes, shout out to Nanny.
And Buck,
who does not like Chris Stapleton.
Right, she does not. No, she doesn't. I got into an argument when I went home because they felt like it wasn't an important use of my time. And I should have been home cleaning or something. Like just the way the world has changed for me, that I get to put, this is important. I can still do everything I need to do in my life and work and do whatever, and still show up for myself as a person and what it is that I love to do. And I think that is something that has escaped me for so many years, but now I'm in full control. I don't have anybody I got to answer to. So
I know, just being,
like a suppression almost.
Yeah.
And like I said, I know being friends with you and playing and everything else, you can definitely see a switch from you where you were to where you are now, where you
Sure.
can say, okay, no, I'm going to get what I want. I'm done trying to make this person, this person, this person, this person. Because when you're making everybody else happy, you're leaving your plate empty.
Sure.
And once you got that mentality and you were like, I'm going for it, yeah, you can see a switch and that's what you're doing. And it's,
Yeah. The problem is just keeping it that way.
yeah.
You know, there's still like little, there's little pieces of me that want to people please, and it's not that I'm not, not that I don't want to make people happy, because obviously I do.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like they have to, there's a purpose, you know, and I need to be seen and heard just like I want to see and hear people.
Right.
And that's the kind of energy I need in my existence. It can't be a one-way street.
Mm-hmm.
And so luckily, you know, now it's just like you get to a point and, you know, someday you might get there too, but you might already be there. You just know, like, these people are value added and these people are not.
Mm-hmm.
And some people literally are just around for what they can get from you. Whether it be, you know, he might be going to The Voice, so I'm his friend or whatever. I mean, I don't really feel like I have a lot of people like that, but I do know that there are people that used to want nothing to do with me that now kind of do. And my mother didn't raise a fool, you know, and I'll be nice to everybody forever, but you know, that's the thing. Like at the end of the day, there is a changed human being, you know, because I realized that life is too short to be miserable.
That's
You just can't do it. You know, my mom died at 50. I just turned 40. You know, if I only have 10 years left, which I'm not saying that's what I have, but if that's all I've got, I'm going to make it the best 10 years that I could possibly make it. And if I got to be, you know, doing shows and working, you know, full time but I'm doing what I love, then that's it. That makes me happy.
That's it.
And you know, there's no constriction to any of that. So you can be on stage and have a great time with the people that you're up there. And that's the thing. Like, even from that respect, and of course I enjoyed all of our years together. But
absolutely.
being on the stage with people, I know you know this, like every time you turn around, Cody is glowing, drumming. Like that dude is living his best life. And it is so
like
awesome.
Bucket list checkoffs. Like,
100%.
Like in
And
real
to
time.
think about the fact that just 2 years ago, he didn't even do this because he used to drum in high school and stuff, but he didn't even do this. And now he went out and he's out here doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so happy. And it's just so awesome to have that energy around each other where everybody's just happy to be there.
Yeah.
What I was going to ask you too is, so it's been almost like a decade since we first started playing with you, maybe even a couple.
I think it's been longer.
It's been longer than that.
Well, no, you came because Jamboree Hills 2014, you played with me. So
it'd be
think,
like a year or two before then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the first show was River City.
Yeah.
River City. You called me Amish, and I immediately got my haircut. I'm starting to get that way now too. It's starting to come out my hat.
Yeah, look at me.
Yeah. So like the voice, like holding it up, has it changed a lot? I know, is it still like whiskey and honey before shows? Or,
Oh, for me?
yeah, just like keeping it sharp, and especially like going into a competition here soon. Like, how do you like prepare, or how do you?
So I really have listened to the whole entire thing about not having dairy.
Yeah.
I mean, as we speak today, I just got done doing 3.
As I offered you ice cream,
right? I'm not singing today, so it's fine. But we just got done with 3-hour straight shows.
Yeah.
And I can talk, and it's fine. So, I mean, my old go-to, unfortunately, is Jack and Coke, because Coke will clear your vocal cords, and then Jack does the same, so they go together very nicely. So I'll take we did a shot at Jameson before we went over last night, and then I'll get water and Jack and Coke and water and Jack, and I just have them 2 together, just to keep everything cleared off. I actually have been trying to do vocal warm-ups because Jamie O'Neill, that I've become friends with, like that I looked up to, she advised me I needed to do it or else I was going to hurt myself. So I have been doing that a little bit. But they're obnoxious and nobody needs to hear it. But I do that alone in the house or in the car or something like that. But kind of just like gets all the crud off.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, I don't know what has shifted, because I feel like maybe it's just because I've been using it so much or whatever, but it definitely has gotten stronger.
Yeah.
And my falsetto that I was gone for a while, like I couldn't do all that. Like it is back with a vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm the strongest I've been in a long time.
Okay.
So maybe the whiskey helps.
Whiskey always helps. Actually, I saw a guy the other day. We were walking from the hotel to Tequila Cowboys, and he had a shirt on. That's all it said. It said "Whiskey helps."
Those vocal warm-ups. I remember when Andrea Thompson,
Yeah.
before we do those Jambo gigs, she had such a high-pitched voice anyway. When she did those, I'm like, what sort of sirens are going on?
Oh
right
my
now?
gosh, yeah.
Her voice, one of the highest I've ever worked with, like as far as like hitting those like high notes.
I just saw a video of her singing in Nashville. I think she's running karaoke at a bar in Nashville.
Really?
And I commented on it, and she was like, "I miss you so much." And she was so talented.
Mm-hmm.
She really was.
We the first time that I ever did vocal warm-ups was I got cast in a musical when I was living in around DC, and I got cast in Godspell, and we all went out there and they started doing it. And that's the same thing. I'm like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
But it does. It's amazing how much it. Because like when you get out there and you can belt it out, and even when I was practicing at home, if I didn't do those, I wasn't hitting the notes. And then we go like it was the whole cast. We did it. Never had a problem. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's your reasons
Something
that
to
they
it.
do those. So, cheers.
And sometimes it doesn't matter what you do; it doesn't help.
Yeah, sometimes
Because if you're sick, you're sick.
you're sick.
Yeah.
You're sick.
For sure.
So what else? What other shows you got coming up?
Oh gosh, well we're playing all over the place acoustic. We're playing the Belmont County Fair, Brooke County Fair, Tyler County Fair. So there'll be a lot of funnel cake in my future. And probably and I don't even want to talk about this because I know it just shows there's not enough Planet Fitness to help with this, but I have started doing that too. But when you get that fried veggie tray, like you got a broccoli head that's like fried, and I'm like, yes, I'll eat this vegetable right
Vegetables.
now.
Absolutely. It's
So I see a lot of that in my future. But also, what I love about the Belmont County Fair specifically is I love Shirley's steak sandwiches.
Oh yeah,
They have them at the Pumpkin Festival too. Oh my gosh, it's the best
Really?
steak sandwich you can get.
They're usually by the stage too, like
Yes.
pretty close to it.
Yeah, I was in Barnesville the other day because I made friends with these guys from a metalcore band called Wrath of the Fallen, and me and their bass guitar player, we grabbed a bite to eat at the Barrel House, and we were working on the song. We're writing stuff. I don't know, maybe metalcore, maybe country. Who the hell knows? But regardless, it went from writing a song, which we got about halfway done. It was 6:00 at night, to it's midnight. We're trashed. We got a ride home, drank until 5:00 in the morning, watching music videos. And I'm 40 years old. I've never done that my whole entire life, but I stayed up all night drinking and writing music. I was like, oh, this must be what it's like, right? So shout out to Brock.
Nice.
Yeah, but we were there, and I was thinking about, because we played the Pumpkin Festival. Remember how if we did not come dressed for it, we had to change in the Porta John behind the stage?
Yes.
That's what I was telling him about.
Great stage, but
Yeah, you got to change in the Porta John.
That's more or less the case. It's like if you have a nice stage at the time, like that green room is a Porta John.
Well, it's like even like Tequila Cowboys. Like we go in there and they had the doors open. There was no air conditioning.
Oh
We're
my
sweating
gosh.
as we're doing
That's what,
load
yeah,
in.
you said.
And I asked the one guy, because they have like the 3 different bars. I'm like, is there any way we can kind of sneak back here and change?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, you're welcome to use the bathroom. Well, I'm glad they have the kiddie changing table, because at least you can
Right.
snuggle up there and get changed. But
Where was what place had the green room with like
thousands of signatures on it. Do you remember that one?
I do remember, but I don't know where the hell it was. I remember what you're talking about because we signed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Jake, we put a lot of miles on a lot of chorus in no time that we did all that stuff. A lot of things have changed with that, with all that stuff. I can't remember some of these things. People were talking about shows. I'm like, yeah, I remember that. The one I remember all the time, is Jamboree in the Hills, because everybody talks about that all the time. And then my grandma reminds me about the one time I played it when I was thin. So I gotta always pay homage to her for that too. She keeps me honest. I just remember when I told her I started. Not that this is pertinent, but it kind of is. I started telling her that I started going to Planet Fitness, and she said, "Why? You've been fat your whole life. Why are you going to start now?" And I was like, "Grandma."
Wow.
But the cool thing is, you go there, and people kind of, if they know you, they'll talk to you a little bit about whatever. They'll talk about, people come up and talk about music or this, that, and the other. But, I don't feel judged, which is nice.
Yeah.
So I go in there and do what I come to do and look like a sweaty mess. I always, like, my cool down laps is at Ollie's next door, and the staff there have become quite familiar with me. So they always know, like, you just come from the gym. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure they have that probably 75% of the time.
It's too bad they don't sell cold drinks there.
I was gonna say they need
Suggestion.
they need like what are those places like Pulp or something that can sell those
Yeah, they need like
juices with like protein powder and everything else in it. And
we when I used to go to Planet Fitness, my brother and I would sit in the car and drink pre-workout and play the game Ollie's or Planet Fitness. Who would guess which door they would come?
Oh, sure, I get that. Sometimes I'm wrong.
Listen, that pre-workout's no joke. There was one time when I was working out when I was on active duty, and I took it, and I never really realized it. I took it, and I went straight to the gym, and I always thought it's whatever it is. I didn't think it really worked, and then I took it, and then something happened, and I got stuck at work, and I couldn't leave.
Yeah,
and I was like, gonna keep going. What?
It's B12. If you ever see pre-workout with B12 in it, that's the stuff that usually gives you shakes. Gives you a little bit over the edge. Yeah,
I've never dabbled in that stuff. Maybe I should.
I just do black coffee before I work out.
It was just like,
Well, like Planet Fitness has every machine you need. Some people complain because they don't have an actual like just barbell, but they have a Smith machine. You can get stuff done with a Smith machine more so than a barbell sometimes, like suitcase deadlifts and stuff.
I understood virtually none of the words you just said. But I do the cardio, and then I do 3 reps of whatever weight I'm on every machine in that 30-minute workout
area.
That area. So I train until I get myself to where I feel like I'm ready to like talk to somebody with, somebody's like, "Hey bro, you want to learn how to do this?"
Yeah. We'll go.
I mean,
if you bring a guest, you can get a guest, right?
Yeah.
We'll go. St. C one, we'll go.
Okay,
I'll get you on a little
routine. Razor's going to get me
you on
shredded.
a routine, get some Osterine, which is the, what's his face? King Ryan steroid. Ryan Garcia. We'll get some testosterone. We'll get the TT boosters.
There you go.
Look like Bradley Martin next year.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
No, we'll go together. Get you on a routine.
Make Granny B like upset.
Yeah, she wants to
be all ripped.
Well, no, that's not okay, because at this point, it's not only the fact that I'm chubby. She doesn't like the mullet. She doesn't like the beard. So there's not much
against everything.
There's not much she likes about me right now. But you know what? I don't care. And you know what? The thing is, like, I've had so many people mention to me how much they like my hair growing out like this.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole entire life, my dad's brother, my Uncle Fred, who is a redhead, he's had a mullet my whole entire life. And it's funny that it took me being in my last music video and seeing that fresh fade and that fat roll in the back of my head for me to decide that I was going to grow my hair out. Because that last video I was in it by myself.
Right.
But there was that special guest star, which was that fat roll. So that after that, I was like, that's it. I'm growing my hair out. And, it's here. It's where it is now. But, Jamie that plays with us, his son, he's got a mullet. So I call him my inspirational mullet leader. He's like, you need to start using mane and tail. It'll help grow, but it also will help curl. And I'm like, okay, bro. Thanks, man.
Now you're buying your shampoo at Rural King.
Apparently so. So, I'll do whatever it takes to not, look like.
Listen, the kid ain't joking. When a long time ago, when I had hair, I used that same stuff. So,
do you think that's why it fell out?
Oh no. No, it fell out because I had a shaved head for so long and wore helmets for years and hats, and it's just
It has to do with hats?
No, I think it's.
I've heard that too. It's like if you.
Jake's not going bald. He wears hats all the time.
I wear hats on video in public. Well, right now, like I need a haircut, but I've been just letting it grow out, letting it go curly. But they said like if you always keep a hat on, usually it'll help with like male pattern baldness. like start it, but I don't.
I don't know. I
I'm
know.
not sure.
I tried
I think
once.
genetics is 99% of it
I think
anyway.
that's it, too.
Yeah.
Once I retired from active duty, I tried to grow my hair. Like I was like, I'm not shaving. I'm not cutting my hair. And there's a picture of me and my daughter. It was her final basketball game when she was going from 8th grade to high school. And my wife has it as saved as one of her favorites just because she was like, don't you ever do this again.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, Amy.
It was so bad because it was like, I didn't realize, because when you wear your hair short for 21 years, you don't realize how thin your hair actually gets. And when I tried to grow it out, I looked like Gollum. So, yeah, it was bad. I tried, but I even got to the point where I could pull it all up and have my little
Gollum.
yeah, I was able to pull it back and put it in a man bun or a bitch biscuit or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it was bad. Yeah, I was like, I that'll never happen. So now it's just, I shaved it down. I kind of got the faux hawk going.
You don't have Steven's problem then, huh?
No. No. So I kind of got the faux hawk going just for probably another year before it's all going to be just, and then it's going to be gone. But
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. You are
Yeah.
more than your hair.
yeah, thank God, because that wouldn't be much if that's all it was.
So, music video.
Yeah.
If you look right now, I'll add it again. The links like on the video. I'll put the link in the description. New video. Trying to think. And then you said Brooke County, Belmont County.
Brooke, Belmont, Tyler County, and West
County.
Virginia as well. We're back at Black Sheep August 10th. We keep adding dates like daily at this point. We're just talking to one of your former guest, John Banco, about
Oh yeah.
getting into that rotation. So I will be a busy bee. So just check out my Facebook, Matt Vanfossen
Yep.
Music, or Instagram. I'm actually going to start. We have a Teams app
Oh,
that we've developed so that I can keep people aware of when I've booked shows.
that's good.
So that they can get an update immediately and be
Mhm.
like, "Oh, Matt did this," which is it's cool because before I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to do that. That seems like annoying," but it's like instant information gets sent to everybody.
Yeah, and like we were talking about earlier, the quickest like you can get like say set changes or anything to any band members is
Yeah.
so much better like for your show, like the quality of your show.
Yeah.
If they like, I mean, music like live shows is preparation. I mean,
Well, yesterday we changed the set on the back of a Burgatory menu.
Cody sent me a picture.
Yeah.
He's driving. He was like, "New set list." I'm like, "Okay."
And it was just the order, but still, that's kind of one of those things when you get into environments like that, you pre-plan
Mhm.
based on the crowd and knowing that it'll come in later or earlier or whatever, and so you kind of adjust it to whoever's
Yeah.
going to be in front of you.
Yeah, and the good thing was we added a couple songs that we've never played together.
We made your mom happy finally.
Yeah, we
And
played
sang
Neon
Neon
Moon
Moon.
for my mom
Twice.
Okay.
twice in one night. But
That's a pretty easy song to pick
and
up on the fly.
what was funny is because Cody was like, "Listen," he goes, "You and Jake do that acoustic karaoke. You can play stuff on the fly." And we pulled this up.
And we did too.
So it was.
And the second time, your mom was down on the floor. She was happy as a clam. So
Oh yeah,
it was
Yeah.
good. It's nice
She
to
loved it.
make her smile.
Yeah, it was well received, and I appreciate it. I know she does.
July 30th, we're going to be at Toe Tapping Tuesdays. If you want to make an appearance, if you want to do a song, send
Yeah,
us
do
some.
a song.
Ooh,
If you want to do a song like Out of the Ordinary, try some.
July 30th.
July 30th, Garden.
man.
That's Garden Park. That's Warwood.
Ah, okay, cool.
Because they rotate between or they switch between Wheeling Park and Garden Park.
Oh, so that's Tuesday. Well, for sure I could be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure,
We'll,
I'll
do something fun out of the ordinary.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be a blast. And then yeah,
And once again, check out this new music video. We'll,
It is.
we'll release this episode right when it's coming out, so it's nice and fresh. And
Where you're going to run to now. Available on all streaming platforms. And you'll be able to buy the music video if you like it.
nice.
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 Keep it forever.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, Matt, for coming in
Yeah,
on
thank
this
you.
Sunday, and we'll leave the rest of the evening to you guys to get some rest and or hair of the dog, whatever you decide to. I know you're in the Jameson.
I was trying to do a little hair of the dog, but I think I need a nap.
It's funny because like this time of the day during a Sunday, you can either have Jameson, black coffee, or frozen hot chocolate.
That's it.
Anything's appropriate.
That's it.